What's up, traders? Going 3 for 4 today. You know, it is what it is. Let's get to it. All right, traders. So all of these trades were live today on the stream. So if you want to go check out the highlights, feel free over on Twitch. Have them all marked out for you, ready to go. Starting here on PLTR, this was our first trade. This actually was the losing trade that we took today, and it was right at the bell. Previous resistance from high of day yesterday as well as pre-market. Went up nicely through it. However, this is a 60 billion market cap company, and I wasn't really looking to give this thing too much room. We did get a nice little pop through 29, so we took a starter at 29.09. The high of that candle was 29.10, so we pretty much top ticked it. It immediately dropped back down, tried to get under 29, but ultimately it could not get down. I think it went to 20. It was actually on this candle, and then it came up just a little bit and then tried to go lower again and couldn't get back through 29. I think it got to like 29.98. We put an order at like 20, let me see. It was at 28.95, and it just missed us by 3 cents. Went back up through 29 and never came back down. So it tried a couple times and it just felt like it was going to go higher. So we ended up taking it off when it got up the high of day. And as you can see, it did go higher. It went up to 29.20. Was more than ready to get back in this if it wanted to make another big move. Would have wanted a candle that looked a little bit like this one. Unfortunately, we didn't get that. So we ended up not getting anything else out of this trade. So not a big deal. Second trade was on apps. This actually happened right after we got out of that trade on PLTR. And this was a decent one. Yesterday's high, you can see down here 64.32, made a nice move up through that, up through 65, and we were thinking about getting in right here, but it just didn't feel like it was done. Plus the volume wasn't that great at the time. And then all of a sudden we got that pop up through 65.50, and I said, okay, I was really just going to look for the 64.50 retest, but now we can look for that 65 retest because it went right up through that $0.50. So now we get in, what do we get in at? We got in 65.58. The high was 65.73. I do believe it tried to go a little higher. Yeah, just a couple cents. And then ultimately ended up coming down, giving us that 65 test. So pretty good trade there, considering we were 25% size. And we can talk about that on the Friday night live stream about why I even took these trades, because these aren't typical trades that you'd see me take. Even yesterday, I probably wouldn't have taken any of these trades. But today I took 4 of them. And instead of a no trade day, we're walking away with just a little bit of money, which is nice. So the next trade was on Root, RROT. This one was a little bit later in the day. This one wasn't too bad. It was a nice little pop up towards that $0.50. And again, you guys know I love those $0.50 whole dollars, but I like to see them push up through. Root got right up to it. 649 didn't go through. We recognized that was happening. We ended up taking 25% of our position that we normally would have started with if it would have popped up through, went up to like 665, 670, which is what we'd be looking for. And we ended up, it just worked, right? Got in 647, high was 649, comes down, makes a low at 633, and we got out at 637. So pretty much the meat of that move. It did try to go higher, and it did. Ultimately ended up failing on a little bit of a fake out breakout there. But again, we don't care what it does after we get out, right? Intense move into the pullback. And normally we would have never got this trade, but instead we added another little bit of change into the account. And then our last trade was on CEMI. This one was a little bit interesting because I didn't really know how to gauge this one because I knew it could go like up through 3 and get some pretty decent size, decent range, sorry. And I didn't want to get sized in even starting lower just in case. Previous resistance was 270. It seemed like a nice move up here to 280, but again, the range, that's 10 cents. And I believe, what was our first entry? 50. So yeah, so when I double clicked, it said 200, took 25%. And it was also volume out of nowhere. So was a little skeptical about that as well. When we got in, it didn't want to drop at all. It just kind of hovered right at our entry and then gave us a nice little push. Hit this one up towards 290 and it was basically a 0.25, 0.25. And it ended up coming back down. We had 2 orders out here. We had one at 284 and one at 281, and it flushed down and hit both of them at the exact same time. So again, another trade I never would have taken normally. I would have waited for the Vaughn to continue up through 3, especially looking at the 60 minute over here. You can see that it makes some pretty decent runs in the past. So I would have been a lot more skeptical waiting to get in with a little bit of size. I would have been waiting for 3, never got there, made a little bit more that we never would have made in the first place. So PLTR, if that one would have just hit our take profit right there at the beginning of the move, it would have been green, and we would have had 4 trades that made us some money that we normally wouldn't have taken. So scratching the FOMO itch slash market when it's a little bit slower, finding some trades. I could be sitting here making a quick video saying we didn't have any trades today, but instead we made a little bit of money. So I can't really be too upset. If we had a couple normal trades mixed in there, we'd be at goal. So I'm pretty happy with it. I can't complain at all. And definitely going to be probably looking to do more of this moving forward. So don't forget about the Friday night live stream. Always appreciate you guys showing up to that. It's always a little bit of fun, especially now that we're over on Twitch. We can, mess around, do some things like play marbles and still play poker, obviously still talking about trading and all that good stuff. So hopefully I see you tonight. If I don't, always like and subscribe. Appreciate that support as well. And hopefully you have a good weekend, whether I see you or not. And I'll see you guys either tonight or Monday morning. Peace.